Right, just to finish the page off, we're going to do some just a couple more presentation techniques. First thing I'm going to do is just add some shadows, just to make again the block look more realistic and look as though it's resting on a surface. We're just going to do a very simple shadow. We're not going to worry too much about how realistic it is. It's just really for effect. So first thing we need to do is look at our block. I'm going to choose the rendered block here of the pine block and look at where the light's coming from. So the light's going to come from this direction because these are the light areas here. So the shadow is going to be on this side. This is where the dark side is. So all I'm going to do is just use a black pencil crayon, and I'm very lightly just going to draw. You can just about see that. Just draw the outline of where the shadow is going to go. So the shadow is going to be just basically a continuation of this 30-degree line and a parallel line here as well. And all I'm going to do, and I use my ruler to help me, all I'm going to do is just put my ruler against there like that and just shade that in. Now as the shadow gets further away, it's going to get lighter, and also my pencil direction is going to move in the same direction as this line here, the bottom line. So moving my pencil 35 degrees as well, very lightly like that, and then I'm just going to move my ruler up to there, and again very lightly. So it's very dark towards the block, nearer to the block. As we move away, we're going to get lighter. So we create something like that, okay, which looks really nice. So I'm going to try that with another block. We'll just try it with this one over here. Okay, you don't really need to draw the guidelines in actually to begin with, so I'm just going to use the ruler. So keep pen going. I'm going to do quite a long shadow here. It's quite a tall block. So just keep your pencil. Make sure when you move your ruler along like that, that your ruler stays parallel to that 30-degree line. Something like that. You get a really nice straight line there, really nice shadow. Just do one more. Now this block is different in the fact obviously it's got a shape to it. But what I'm going to do is just to keep it nice and simple, I'm just going to do a very short shadow, something like that. So I'm not going to actually draw the shape of the block in the shadow. Just going to keep it nice and simple, and that's just enough to suggest that it's casting a shadow on the ground, and it, again, makes it look more three-dimensional. The next thing I'm going to do is I'm going to draw in some backgrounds. Okay, again, you can use your ruler if you want to, but I'm just going to do one freehand to begin with. And the background, we're going to use either a blue pencil crayon or a light green. Okay, just basically because if we think of backgrounds, we think of maybe the sky and maybe green grass, the land. So these are nice colours. They're light colours. They're vibrant colours. They're bright. They're good colours to use for backgrounds. So, and they look very effective. So first thing I'm going to do is have a background coming out of this block here. Now when you do backgrounds, basically what we're going to draw is a square or a rectangle behind one of the corners, or the top, usually the top left, can be the top right, but usually the top left corner of a block. And then I'm going to just shade that in, and you're looking for a nice smooth even tone. Try and keep your pencil crayon going in the same direction if you can. Again, we could use the ruler to help us get that edge nice and straight. But you don't have to. Nice even flat tone. That's nice. And what it does is just create a background behind the block, and again lifts it from the page, makes it stand out. Makes it look very professional as well, very professional drawing. Let's do another one. Let's do our block down here. We've got much room to play with down here, so do a green one this time. And again, it's just a very quick technique. You shouldn't be taking too long to do this, but don't rush it either. Okay, you need to get a nice even tone, nice flat tone against there. No need to use the ruler this time. That's fine. It's a nice flat even tone. And there you go. I'll do one more blue one. I'll do it maybe behind the block here. So remember that your background comes out of the top, in the middle, or towards the center. It doesn't have to be in the center. Sticks out of the top left hand corner of the block. Whoop. I can use my ruler to protect my drawing if I want to. And again, we can also obviously use the ruler against the top. There we go, nice even tone. Try and keep your pencil going in the same direction as much as possible. And there you go. Try that on other shapes. You don't have to put a background on every shape, just a few of the shapes. And the same with the shadows as well. Just try the shadow on a few of your shapes, and you should end up with something that looks like this. So this is what you should end up with. Remember, one thing to remember is make sure the shadow is on the dark side of the block, okay? And on some of the blocks, like here, the angle of the light has changed. So the angle of the light is coming down from above here, from the left. So obviously the shadow is on the right. Obviously, if the light's coming down from the right, the shadow will be on the left hand side of the block. So don't do shadows on all of your pieces, on all of your blocks, and don't do backgrounds on all of them either. Just practice a few so that your page looks something like that. Okay, well done.